Got to give the people what they want. Welcome to another edition of Power to the People. Welcome to our Buffalo, New York audience live on radio, our Atlanta, Georgia family live on radio, and to those of you all over the country who are watching us right now on all of our social media platforms. Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot to talk about today. I'm going to talk about media a little later in the show, media and how it affects us, and especially bias in media. Talk about one of our local stations here that is reportedly going through some, reportedly, going through some tough times. And I'll give you some opinions of what I really think is happening to some of these agencies, and especially that one. I just feel like, we talk about Power to the People show. We got to talk about some specifics to be able to make some things right, or to send out some waves into the atmosphere if things are ever going to change. And so as I evolve as a person, as a leader, as I say this, just as a grown man.
Right.
People need a title. No, I ain't here as a pastor. I'm here as a grown man with opinions who has been tasked with the assignment to lead, and that's it. So you don't lead from behind, and sometimes you talk about things that people may not agree with, and that's fine. Not a problem with me. Not a problem with me. As we were talking earlier, you can say what you want to on the Power to the People page.
Absolutely.
When you come over to the Darius Pridgen page, it's a whole different thing. Now,
absolutely.
I ain't gonna say you're gonna get roasted, but you might get roasted with a little love. But you either gonna get put in your place on my personal stuff, or you gonna get blocked.
Absolutely.
We do have block parties.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We'll let you, like you said, we'll let you ride out.
On here?
We'll let
cool.
you ride out here, but don't come over to
don't
come over to Mr. Marc Pope or
that's like the difference of you can do what you want to out at the city park, but you can't come to my door knocking on my door. I ain't got to let you in now.
No, sure don't.
Mental health and just boundaries are real. A lot going on in the news this week. We're praying, of course, for those in Colombia and the earthquake devastation, the magnitude 7.4 earthquake struck in Colombia, killing so far 265 people.
Wow.
Almost 4,000 are injured, and 500 are unaccounted for. So that's big, and these patterns in weather. So we're praying for the survivors and for the families over in Colombia, because we have in Buffalo snow. Atlanta has heat.
Yeah.
But everybody has something.
Everybody's dealing with something.
Everybody's dealing with something. Also, the top 5 stories: escalating Middle East tensions, Israel-Gaza ceasefire remains fragile, with continued airstrikes in northern Gaza, and a Hamas commander targeted this week. So this war is all over. And here's the wild thing on these wars. You have so many wars, and everybody's talking about peace talks, and nobody's getting to them.
No, not at all.
So Israel was supposed to be coming out of Gaza, and there's supposed to be a new government, and then Israel says, we're not going nowhere until such happened. So even part of this article out of CNN says, separately, the U.S. and Iran remain deadlocked over reviving their interim peace deal.
Yeah.
So you have some of the biggest countries on the planet,
right?
Organized countries fighting with somebody else. We're fighting with Iran, which was supposed to be over in days.
Mm-hmm.
Been very underestimated, and now you have Iran saying we are in charge of the Strait. The United States saying we want to be in charge, and it's quiet for a minute, and then they start shooting.
Yeah, it starts turning into bombs all over again. It's just like, what are we doing here? Like, we're spending billions of dollars a day, and all I know is our gas price is still going up.
Everything's still going up.
Like, I don't understand. Like, at some point and if they were a real threat, then I understand being over there to protect the American people. I feel like they were over there minding their business, and then it was like,
What you talking about, Iran?
Iran, like they were over there minding their business, and we like, oh, you're doing nuclear weapons? We're just gonna come and see, and then that just raised the tension level.
And if they are a threat, and I don't know whether they are or not, remember we were told that we had already knocked everything out.
Yes.
And that we had neutralized their nuclear capabilities.
Yep.
And now it's something else. And the one thing I think that has been underestimated is that Iran just keeps going.
Going and going.
And speaking of which, it has been reported that the president gets on Air Force One to leave out of a country and you see him getting on the plane.
Yep.
Then you see basically a food truck.
Oh, yep. The catering
pull
truck.
up.
Yep.
And allegedly, and he has said it happened. It's been reported.
I was going to say it's not alleged anymore.
Yeah, true. They shuttle him into the food truck or catering truck, but where food comes into the plane on the side. If you've ever been on the plane, you know they don't bring the food in the main door. They bring it. They open the side.
Right. Yep.
They shuttle him out, put him on another plane, which any plane the president is on is called Air Force One.
Yes.
So it's not just the plane, it's the plane that the president is on.
Yep.
So they put him on a smaller plane, which now becomes Air Force One,
Yep.
and then send some of his top aides. Now, how they chose, I don't know. They split the top aides up. It's like 4 of them flying together.
Yeah, so Secretary Marco Rubio and the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent went and one of the other White House aides went with the president.
So I want you to see who went with him. Say it again.
Oh, no, it was Rubio, the Treasury Secretary.
The Treasury Secretary.
Yeah.
He said, I'm taking the man with the money.
Yeah.
I'm taking the man. We taking the money. The money man didn't stay on the decoy plane, which was Air Force One.
Oh, no, you know what? I'm sorry.
Did you read it wrong?
Yes, Rubio and the Treasury Secretary stayed on the threat plane.
Okay.
It was the White House aide, it was a comms person, and the Department of War secretary.
Oh, he took the Department of War.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the decoy, yeah.
I take that back, but if it had been another way, either way, let me say this. You left too.
Yeah. Sure
You
did.
made a decision.
Yeah.
That I'm taking these two, I'm leaving you, and all the reporters.
I was going to say the whole press corps. They said only a couple of them actually realized, like, where's the president? Like, we haven't seen him the whole plane ride, and
because they wouldn't have. Now, I want you to understand, Air Force One is not like JetBlue.
No,
they're not going to see the president until he comes out of his quarters.
Yes,
and into there. So they may not see him sometime.
Right.
But this, especially other presidents, this president holds press conferences on the plane.
In the doorway.
Or what they call gaggles.
Yes.
They hold him right there while he stands in the doorway.
Yes.
And so they didn't see him. They were told to put their blinds down. Now, some people are saying, well, that's part of the job. I'm just going to say this. I get it because I was in the military. If there's a threat, credible threat, whatever, you're going to make some moves. Part of the job. But I wonder how those reporters felt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all left us.
Yep.
Y'all ain't even take one of us.
Not one. At least.
They shuttle the man.
I was going to say, at least with Job, they left one to come back and tell him something happened. You didn't take none of them.
He gets on a plane. Can you imagine President of the United States walking past green beans and potatoes?
Get on the plane smelling like
I mean, do you think they cleaned out the catering car? I'm going to keep calling it the food truck. You think they cleaned it out before they put the president in?
No.
You think Secret Service was on the card already? I do.
Yeah, of course. I think so.
But if somebody is going to fire it was a shoulder weapon.
But yes.
Allegedly.
Yes.
You gonna hit the car and everything.
But that's the thing. It was a shoulder missile or rocket launcher, whatever. But this was given to us by Israel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The threat was presented to us.
But it wasn't an American who they thought was going to do it, right?
No, it was an Iranian threat that Israel said they captured and their secret society listenings and spies and all that. But now it's like, well, did Israel send this to us to try to get in our good graces to do some other stuff with some of the other interactions, or like what was this?
I don't know what it was, where it came from, but I know what happened. Mm-hmm. He got in the catering truck and got on a smaller plane.
Suit smelling like fried chicken and fish.
U.S. political shakeups all over. White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt
gone.
Announced she'll leave her post at the end of August. Now, those of you who don't keep up with the news, she's basically the spokesperson.
Right.
I didn't realize she's only 20-something years old. The youngest spokesperson for the White House ever.
Is she really?
She's only 20-something years old. Just had a baby, second baby.
Mm-hmm.
Husband is 60-something years old. Yeah, and they got babies. So this is how I imagine it went. Now, she is a fierce Trump supporter.
Oh,
you have
absolutely.
to be if you are going to be the speaker.
Absolutely.
or the press secretary, whatever her title is. You gotta believe everything that the man says.
Yep.
But when I saw the picture of her and I saw the picture of her husband, I saw those two little kids.
He like,
and then I looked and I said, "Oh, you 20-something, he's 6-something." Can you imagine? He got those two babies at home, and he's a real estate guy, so he has properties and all that kind of stuff. And this is just me making it up.
Mm-hmm.
Me making it up. You know how you see people on the street and you be like, "Oh yeah, it's this person."
Yeah.
So this is one of those moments. Who watching these kids?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the president wants me to, because when you 60, there's a different way when you 50 than when you 30. Now, if she was married to somebody, I don't know, 30, maybe they might be, we in this.
Yeah, they might have worked it out.
We might, the homeboy at home, changing diapers, getting formula, all that. But when that second baby came.
Yeah. And they said she was back to work in a week. She was back to the White House in a week after giving birth.
Let me tell you this, because I'm 61. Let me tell you this. I'd be daggone if maybe the first baby you'd be like, babe, I'm with your career.
Yeah. All
right, we're going to get a nanny. But nannies cost money, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to get a nanny. And now here come the second baby.
Yeah.
You're like, what's up?
And the bad,
is it me or is it Donald?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like you said, the nannies are good during the day when we both working, but when the Trump get ready to bomb something and he call in the middle of the night, and he's sitting there like, you get ready to go where?
Yeah. You
don't hear that baby crying over there?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I saw a movie about the AI or the AI maid.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yep.
And the wife was she was sick or something, whatever.
Yep.
And the AI maid was walking around.
Yep.
And I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
When I saw the movie, I was like, "Oh wow!"
Yeah.
Right?
How far are we away? How far are we away from this?
Speaking of which, recently found in luggage was a body, and it was thought to be a body. They cordoned off the area. They started an investigation because it was obviously deceased.
Yeah.
It was a dowel.
Oh, jeez.
Somebody then took their dowel, threw it out in the luggage now. I'm not making it up. You can go do the research.
I can only imagine. Oh, we need the coroners.
Now, I don't think we are far away. Well, we're already there. People have companion dowels.
Yes,
I'll
they
put
do.
it like that.
Yes, that's a clean way.
Companion dowels. Now, I wonder what happened to this. Did somebody die and their kids found the dowel up in daddy's attic?
Oh, boy.
What we going to do with it? Throw the dowel out. Or did the dowel make the man mad?
Oh, boy.
And
oh, boy.
The dowel got quit. I can't with this story. Because the new From what I'm being told, the new ones, they got AI. They can talk.
Yeah.
Can you imagine quitting the AI dial and like I ain't even gotta send you home. I'm gonna send you home.
Yeah.
So they thought it was a human.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine the first responders showing up. They're like, okay, where's the body? Where's the body? Funeral home, get where the body?
Corner.
The corner. Everybody come. Where the body?
Corner.
Come with the bus, the stretcher, and everything. We ready to take the body. And it's plastic.
And yeah. So that happened. I saw it this week in a story, and so things are changing. We do have some serious things to talk about, but it's coming.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, they got robo dogs now.
Yeah.
The bomb sniffing dogs are now.
Yes.
They just had a scare. And let me just so y'all know I'm not playing. This happened in Australia. 2 members of the public were on a Sunday drive in a remote town near South Wales when they spotted an abandoned suitcase on the roadside, on the road. Then they opened it, found what appeared to be a decomposing female body. Now, yeah, that could go in a lot of ways, and I'm going to try to prompting police to launch a full homicide investigation with resources pulled in from across the state.
Oh, boy.
The suitcase contents looked convincingly real. Clothing, hair, a nose piercing, even markings resembling bruises and grazes. Rather than examine it at the roadside crime scene, they transported it to a mortuary to avoid disturbing potential forensic evidence. Wait a minute, it gets better. About 20 hours later, forensic testing revealed the body was a highly realistic doll. And I just skipped a word.
Yeah.
Not human remains.
Ooh.
And the superintendent there defended her officer's handling of the case, saying the priority was preserving the integrity of the scene.
I bet you would defend. Hey, rest in peace. That dog went through it clearly.
I would ask some questions, but I know you're going to be politically correct, and I probably shouldn't politically ask them. But I mean, the time.
Yeah, dude, we here.
And then we'll go on to real news about news.
Yeah.
I do really have all of this was real news.
Yeah, because we got to get to the ice. We got to get to the ice gloves and all that too.
But I think because AI, and I'm going to say this, I was taking my granddaughter to the airport the other day.
Mm-hmm.
My mother and I are having family conversation.
Yeah.
My granddaughter's young.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to talk around stuff.
Right.
My granddaughter calls her mother, and then they hang up. And then my granddaughter calls somebody else, and I hear her go, hi, and the person says, how's your day today? And my granddaughter goes, fine. And I said, who are you talking to? Oh, chat.
What?
Now, I'm being told that it's chat for children,
boy.
But I do believe we are going into a time that we've got to be careful that relationships are not, I mean, everybody, I know people use chat for counseling now.
Yeah,
almost all of us do.
Yeah, you do.
In certain things. Chat, what do you think about this?
I be having chat, be like, hey, I wake up in the middle of the night, be like, I had a crazy dream. Chat, let me just tell you about this, and what do you think? Yeah, I do.
And so I think the fear is not my fear.
It's going to be, it's here.
If you want to date a beanpole, I don't care.
Not a beanpole.
You got a beanpole. Y'all going to the show. You going with your beanpole. I don't care.
But when you talk about counseling, so what I will do is I'll use my chat for journaling. So like if I'm having a bunch of random thoughts, I'll keep it in one chat, and then I'll be like, when I'm approaching my session with my counselor, I'll be like, give me a summary so I can report out. So I use it in that sense, but but if it is something silly, I'd be like, hey, man, what do you think about? So, but it like you said, it's not coming. It's here. There is people. Well, we saw it with Alexa. There would be people having like full marital conversations with their Alexa, and it's just. Yeah.
Right now, I can talk to my phone and have a whole conversation.
Sure can.
And
hey, Siri.
Finally, before we get to this news situation, Gloves, shot gloves. Shot gloves and flock cameras are what they're talking about right now.
Yeah.
So they got these flock cameras in different cities that basically read license plates, and it gets relayed back to the police. And the only time the police are supposed to look at your license plate is for a crime.
Yeah,
well,
allegedly.
People are now, the police in Georgia, some police just went down. You know, Georgia, they'll fire you got fired because they were looking up lovers' license plates. Oh, yeah, like, why was you on this street? They can't. So now Flock is coming out, and I think it was being announced today, with some new guidelines. And that's the danger and the benefit, because the benefit of having those cameras is that if you got somebody, because when people say they don't want them at all, wait until you're the victim of crime.
Absolutely.
And you could know where that car is, you're going to want it. But it shouldn't be used for Big Brother to be able to chase down somebody or to know. And I'm glad that they are prosecuting people who are misusing that technology. And I think they should be prosecuting people who misuse that. I think they should be prosecuting people who break HIPAA. I believe if you are in a position of power to have somebody's personal business and you use it against them, or you go and you use it, you should be prosecuted.
I completely agree, because, you know, and I think there was a study, and I don't have it here. I think there was a study that even here in Western New York, we have the highest amount of license plate readers on our traffic signals. And when it got brought up, when it came to our attention, when we were on the Common Council, we
didn't even know.
Yeah, we didn't know. We asked, and it, like you said, it was supposed to. Oh no, this is just supposed to help us when we're investigating a crime, so we can track where cars have been, this, that, and the other. But you can't tell me everyone is a right actor. So we don't know, and just an insider. There's some more stuff coming, so just keep your ears out.
Well, I feel that if this technology is on the street, and you are able not only to see my license plate, but to know where I was at, when I'm in public.
Yeah.
I'm in public. However, nobody should have the power or to be able to go look at it nilly-dilly and just be able to now give that information to other people, because you shouldn't even have and they're not supposed to. That's why in Georgia, they are firing officers when they do an audit. Like, well, why were you in the system?
Yeah.
And they have to put a reason to even look. And so one of the codes is like possible crime. You know, they put whatever.
Right.
But I agree with the prosecution of people, period, because it's not just police. You got support staff that are able to go in there.
Yep.
You have others. That's just overreach.
Absolutely.
That's overreach.
Absolutely.
So finally, before we go to commercial, they're gonna buy. I think the gloves are different, better than a gun.
Very different.
They're basically guns. I mean, they are basically gloves that will shock you, that the police can wear, or ICE.
ICE only.
They can wear so that when they touch you, you go down.
Yep.
My fear is that that'll be used before any other de-escalation technique.
Absolutely. And you know, and there was videos circulating today of them. You know, everybody like to shocks the people in demonstration, but the fear is you don't know people's health condition when you use them,
because they're not supposed to be used on pregnant people,
pacemakers,
all that.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna say? Hey, you got a pacemaker? Hey, I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you said, there was just an incident with a woman in a car leaving her lawyer's office, and the ICE agent pulled the gun on her. Like, and the whole time he talking to her, he like this. So now I'm weaponizing my own hand. So now, like I said, I can barely touch you, and it's going to admit, like, this is. If we trusted ICE, and we're not saying we don't need ICE officers, but to do this is the crazy part, but. Like you said, because this is going to be first. Like, this is like if
you got the glove on,
I'm not pulling it off. I'm not pulling it off to do something else. They're coming out the car. They're already reaching for their gun before they even get to your car. So now, if I got the glove on, like, I'm just going to use it, and that's the
first of all,
part.
you know what's on the way for the street, don't you?
Yeah,
it's going to be gloves now.
Oh, absolutely.
Where just like people can go get tasers from foreign countries, they're going to have gloves.
Yep.
Can you imagine in the winter you walking down the street and you just zip?
Yep.
Robbing people, like, got to be careful. Technology will get ahead of itself.
Sure will.
Listen, when we come back, we got a local station here that, according to the Buffalo News, and this article from August the 11th, sad reality of failed WKBW TV makeover includes recorded newscasts. I'm going to be talking about it. I'm talking about it because it's in the public. I'm talking about it. I did not write the article. I'm talking about it because these are the facts that have been brought to us. And I want to talk about bias in media and especially about this station and where it was back in the day and why I believe it is where it is right now. Till then, we'll be right back.
When it comes to something as personal as your clothes, you need to deal with somebody you can trust. That's why so many people turn to Hobson's Dry Cleaning, conveniently located in the heart of the community at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming.
When you take your clothes to Hobson's, you can trust that they'll be ready on time.
You can trust that your whites will be white.
You can trust that you'll always get a fair price and service with a smile.
You can even trust that you won't have to get out of your car if you don't want to. Hobson's has a drive-through window for your convenience.
Trust is what it's all about at Hobson's Dry Cleaning.
Hobson's Dry Cleaning, your one-stop dry cleaners serving the community for over 30 years at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming. Call 891-8298. That's 891-8298.
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home has 3 locations to serve you in Buffalo. 347 Peckham, 2258 Bailey Avenue, and Providence Memorial Chapel at 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes offers traditional services, and they have services for all faiths. And at Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, they have air-conditioned parlors and chapels. Financing is available, as is limousine service. At those difficult moments in your life, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes is available where you are with counseling services. Call toll-free 877-885-7734. That's 877-885-7734. Or locally 845-5545. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes. We are here to serve you, here to serve this present age. Call today, toll-free 877-885-7734 or email info@brianklewisfuneralhome.com.
All right, we're back, and this is an article. I just want to say this: like, I watch Buffalo news. I'm talking about news in the city of Buffalo. I watch news in the city of Orlando, and I watch news in the city of Atlanta every single morning. There is a huge, and of course, it's 2 different markets. Buffalo is a medium to small market.
Yep.
Atlanta is obviously one of the largest markets. But according now, so for some backstory, the station I'm talking about, and again, because I don't want no lawyer calling me saying I'm defaming, I'm reading from a newspaper article. If you want to sue me, you better sue them too.
Yep.
Let's all go together.
Yep.
But where in the past I would just talk generally about news, I do believe at this season in my life, and I've lived in this season, I'm back to this season, that you got to be specific on some things, or your people just don't know.
Right.
So Channel 7 here in Buffalo, WKBW TV, used to be leading among especially African Americans.
Okay.
That was our go-to. There was a guy on there by the name of Irv Weinstein. He was very charismatic, and he had these famous one-liners. Pistol-packing punks robbed the bank on such. So it was all of that.
Okay.
You know, so end of the day, this was the leading station. This station is now in the Nielsen ratings in number 3 consistent.
Right.
Let me read the article, and then I'm going to tell you what I feel.
And
Go ahead.
And like you said, and just to set the stage, there's only 3 local news stations
There you go.
in Buffalo.
Well, yeah, three plus the Spectrum
And
channel.
Spectrum, yeah. So there's Spectrum.
Three network
Right.
stations,
Right.
and then a cable station.
Yes.
That is very accurate, and only 1 newspaper.
Right. One.
So
newspaper.
let me you. That's a
one
very
main,
good
one
point.
main newspaper, 2 to African American newspapers.
Thank
Yes.
you. We do have Challenger and Criteria.
Yes.
So here's an article by Alan Pergament from the Buffalo News, and he starts out this sad reality of failed WKBW TV makeover includes recorded newscasts. After the EW Scripps Company purchased WKBW in 2014 and a Detroit station from Granite Broadcasting for $110 million, optimism reigned inside Channel 7. News department. After all, anything had to be better than run by a company controlled by a hedge fund like Granite. And what did the ABC affiliate have to lose since it was deep in the third place in local news coverage? Deep. They are extremely excited to be purchasing this station, Michael Nurse, who I knew Michael Nurse. Michael Nurse was a great guy. The Buffalo market fits perfectly with their strategy of targeting turnaround markets, especially along the Great Lakes. Two staffers who declined to be identified at the time said they thought Scripps purchase would be good. Scripps is one of the top broadcasts, blah, blah, blah. If it's true, hallelujah said. Now equipment is arriving like Christmas morning, added Nurse. There's real effort to increase our effort to do live. To do live.
Yep.
Remember that.
Yep.
The comeback never happened, according to the article. Channel 7 never found a successful 4 p.m. show to serve as the lead into the 5 and didn't start 4 p.m. or morning weekend newscasts as its rivals did and remains in third place locally through Scripps ownership. Now, I'm trying to go because we only have limited time. During the May sweeps period, the 7 p.m. newscast averaged 3.0 Nielsen rating and was the only one to get above the 1.8. But it's still behind. The numbers are higher in the rating, blah, blah, blah. I want to get to the Scripps nationwide reorganization that led to the loss of 268 jobs by relying on AI and other technology to produce the news.
Yep.
And emphasizing streaming news 24/7 may lead to an even further decline in the already low viewership. So basically, I don't know how they're using AI, but they have even admitted allegedly,
Right.
and reported that they're using more AI.
Yep.
Right? To get news stories, all that kind of stuff. So which means you're taking out the reporter. Now, folks, this is why it's so important. And I'll say this because I can say it, and these are my opinions, not necessarily the opinions of this station or our sponsors. Without having reporters that know, right now, you getting reporters from all over, so they come in, they got to learn Buffalo. They don't even know how to say Cheektowaga, and all that, so they got to learn. You got to have somebody who knows.
Yeah.
Who knows the area, or at least somebody who's in the production chair.
Right.
Who knows it. The channels now, because of what is being paid, I'm being told, are getting people right out of school, all that. No problem with that.
Yep.
People need a job. But at the end of the day, if you're using AI to produce the news, I don't know what you're getting out of it.
No.
Now, Channel 2, who is the leading,
Right.
and then Channel 4 and then Channel 7, depending on the period.
Right.
Because sometimes Channel 4 sometimes.
Yep.
Channel 2 used to do this whole holding powerful people accountable. And that would seem to be their focus. And it was all of these, and I'm going to say this, I'm not referring to the management today.
Right.
Because it changed.
Yeah.
But it was all these gotcha moments.
Yeah.
And I lived it.
Yep.
Having reporters put cameras behind me, run up to me to ask questions. And that's when I barred the press from on the floor
of the council, yes.
Because it became like they wanted to expose you or what? Just ask. And for me, who answered everybody, including Channel 7.
Yep.
Answer everybody. I never ran from reporting. Now we got other politicians who did.
Yep.
Wouldn't interview. Always had to go through a spokesman. We never did.
Never.
I was the Common Council president. You never had to go through a spokesman with me.
No.
Never. So Channel 2, and when they got new management, I thanked him. I looked at him in the face and said, thank you. I also fought for a black person to be on the anchor.
Yep.
When I first started fighting for it, I remember I had just bought my house, and Channel 7 had a part-time worker, I ain't going to say her name, who called me on the phone angry because I was online pushing for black anchors.
Yes.
And what I was told is, I'm a black anchor. When? You weekend.
Yeah, I gotta go find you and
You weekend.
Yeah.
You fill in.
Yes.
No disrespect to her.
Right.
But this station had her call me personally. And then she called the mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling it.
Y'all
better.
remember
you remember?
Yes.
She calls me, but she calls the mayor first. Like she telling on me.
You're right.
The daggone mayor ain't my daddy. The mayor ain't never been my daddy.
Yeah.
She called the mayor to tell that I was pushing for a black anchor.
And again, set the stage. This is a black reporter / part terminator calling a black mayor on a black council president
to I guess report. What was he gonna do? Spank me? What was he gonna do? Sanction me? What was he gonna do? Not elect me?
Oh boy.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So this is that same station
Yes.
who to this day does not have a full-time black anchor.
Nope.
And the only station that does is Channel 2.
Yes.
I think that the reporting, and this is not a plug for Channel 2, is different because Claudine Ewing sits in the anchor seat and sits in the meetings.
Yep.
So that there is some balance
That's it.
to the stories that are reported. And so now you have Channel 7 who had somebody call me, and then when there was an accusation, who took my image and put a false word above it and ran with it like it was true. The same channel.
Yep.
So here's my point. This ain't about me. It's about when you try to sensationalize the news around the troubles of minorities. Okay. It ain't a good thing to do.
No.
And the bad thing is sometimes we don't know when that is occurring.
Yeah.
And so we take the news as gospel. Media bias is not just about whether you like television station. Media bias can affect who gets feared,
Yes.
who gets believed, who gets hired, who gets elected, who is presumed guilty. But if you don't have anybody in the room who has any influence to say we going about this the wrong way,
Right.
then what you get is you get people who don't have power, their picture is blasted on the news.
Yeah.
But think about this. People with money, like the president, you say something, they're scared to say something about him.
Oh, absolutely.
Why? Because he'll sue
Sue
you.
you. Yeah.
He'll sue you, and even if he loses, he's got enough resources to make you still have to spend money
Yep.
and go you sued ABC.
Yeah.
We don't have the capital, so
No.
you can throw our picture up, and then if it's a false accusation, never have to come back.
Nope. You just be like, oh, that was the headline for the day.
Because they never came back and did the same amount of press that they did in the past.
Oh, never.
And they never do, and most of them don't.
No.
But we also don't demand it. We don't come, because what we got to realize, y'all can get on social media and do this all day long.
Yep.
End of the day, folks with power ain't paying no attention to social media.
Nope.
They're watching what's coming across the news, and people who are not on social media, they're watching you when they put your nephew up and they put that mugshot up, but then when it's something else, they don't. And I got Pew Research. Go ahead.
I was getting ready to say, and I think sometimes we lose the fact that, you know, people can say we're watching less TV and they're going to streaming, which is true, right? Because sometimes you can catch the news on YouTube and just
absolutely.
And watch
That's
it
where
there.
I do watch
right.
it now. Right.
So, but the issue is, like, and you stated it, they all create narratives. The job of journalism is to create narratives. So if I have a biased person writing the narrative,
Yes.
I'm getting biased reporting.
Yes.
If it's a biased news director, then everybody in there is funneling to a biased report. And then that's how, like you said, now the narrative is, oh, well, I can't trust the politician that looks like me because this
Come on, preach. Go
because
ahead.
now the narrative that's coming to me is, oh, well, they always coming to him with a story of, well, why did this happen? Because you didn't do your and it's just like, no, it didn't happen because it's not city law, it's not state law. And so you always want this gotcha moment, and now that gets presented to a community that's supposed to trust their elected official.
You preaching, because I remember when the FBI came into City Hall.
Yep.
And it was all these narratives out there. Matter of fact, there was somebody at Channel 7 who was black.
Yep.
And it was like a fake picture of me and her, and like I was being investigated by the FBI. Obviously, my name ain't never came up as far as in this investigation. But here it is now, I don't know how many years later, and it's being regurgitated.
Yep.
Because I believe, number one, because it's black mayor.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, it's been plenty of other FBI investigations that don't come up. But if then the news then regurgitates it, it becomes real again.
Yes.
It becomes, ooh, we got him. And at this stage of my life, I don't mind saying there was a black reporter at Channel 2
Yep.
who it seemed like his, I don't know who, this was before the guy who's in charge of Channel 2 now. I don't know if somebody put a battery in his back and say, go after black people.
Sure.
But he would come smile in my face, and before you know it, he done changed the narrative. And I'm like, wait a minute. You came in here like we was besties. And once that camera, so what did we start doing? Recording all of the interviews.
Recording everybody, and now he's at the middle ground.
And ain't doing none of that.
Ain't doing none of that.
Sitting behind the desk. Calm as I don't know what. Doing what you call it, consumer fraud.
Yeah. That's what
why? And black folks got to stop letting other folks pit us against each other, even in the media, so that you can climb up a ladder.
And we're not saying investigative reporting is not
Investigate.
necessary. Investigate, but don't create the false narrative. Report the facts. It was funny in one of the other investigative news outlets here. They was talking about. They were talking about an appointment to the mayor and what the Buffalo Police PBA wants to happen. And in there, it talked about, Partnership for the Public Good, which is a not-for-profit think tank here in Buffalo. And it was crazy because I'm just reading it, because we worked with them before. And then it was like, it has partnerships with True Bethel Baptist Church. And I was like, Huh?
Wait a minute, I missed that.
Right. Well, in this article, it says, PPG, Partnership for Public Good, has partnerships with True Bethel Baptist Church. And I was like, huh? I'm sorry, what?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's news to me. But again, you create these narratives, and now if somebody's just reading this for the first time, you're like, oh, well, they working with them.
There you go.
And it's just like,
because they create what you just said. They create the narrative. Watch this, and this is Pew research from 2023. Respected research.
Yep.
They dealt with 4,700 black adults. The findings were this: 63% of black adults said news about black people is often more negative than news about other racial and ethnic groups. You agree?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely do.
And those of you who are going to be on the timeline going, it's not true, you race bait. All I'm doing is I'm reading you research, ma'am.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm reading you research,
It's just
sir.
data.
57% news covers only certain segments of black communities. Definitely agree.
Yep.
Rather than showing the diversity of black life. It's like you're going to see about the listen, July 4th then came and gone.
And
we keep hearing references to one street takeover on July 4th. Well, they're making this decision because of July 4th.
Yep.
We're making, and then what's the picture that shows?
Us. Our young people walking down the street.
When they showed Chippewa, I saw so many, and that ain't even our thing, but you're going to show.
Yep.
And I think the news media has to understand their response, and I think they do. But I think that at times, and I'm talking about general, I'm talking about Atlanta, I'm talking about Buffalo, I think at times it's about ratings more than it is about caring necessarily for the community.
Absolutely.
And that's why, and I'm not being paid by any channel to say this. When Claudine when Channel 2 came up with the community.
Yes.
And on purpose.
Yes.
Highlight. People of color, people in poor neighborhoods.
Actually, and not just them. Like you said, not the black reporter on Channel 4. She has a whole show devoted to highlighting people who generally wouldn't get the camera time. Yeah.
And you see it all the time.
Yep.
And I don't know if I know Channel 7 did have a person of color who I understand was laid off.
Yeah.
Who was in front of the camera.
Right. That people are really upset, and even to the fact that one of Channel 2's best reporters said Buffalo just lost a great reporter.
We have lost so many great reporters. whether it was Madison, whether it was Jerika and Jerika didn't win.
Oh yeah, she international.
She international, but she was right here, right? And I know we can't pay,
right?
So I'm not talking about
we're
people
mid-market.
who moved on. But the fact is, I think that the Buffalo media and Atlanta. I'm telling you, watch Atlanta, and I know we don't have the money that they have in those markets, but they're going to be live on the scene.
Yeah,
that was what Channel 7 was supposed to be doing. If you see it live, it's usually about sports.
Yep.
And so we hear more in-depth stories about sports. You brought up about investigative people. Now, investigative posts we know about.
Yeah.
Investigative posts, and you notice at working with me, whenever they came to us, we never ran.
Yep.
You want to interview me? Let's go. And if there was something that I was wrong on, I'm wrong on it.
Right.
I'm not perfect.
And like you said, for transparency, the only thing we had to start doing, because they got it a little crazy with the gotcha moments, it would be send us what you want to talk about and the questions. So that way we are prepared with facts. So like you said, I don't have to come back and be like, well, actually, this happened.
Exactly.
And most of them were okay with that, except one, and he still never got the interview.
Never got. Because what I learned, and folks out there learn this lesson, I used to think I had to answer everybody.
Sure don't.
And then after a while, certain numbers would come up, and I would ignore them. Because I'm thinking, you're not going to just tell the news. And to be honest, I get tired sometimes watching the national news. And I'm not talking about 6:30.
Yes.
Usually 6:30 news is going to stay to the news.
Absolutely.
They only got 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
To when I say force feed you everything.
They pare down everything to the important headlines.
Ukraine, right? But when you get these that have to keep audiences, sometimes I'm like, I really don't want to hear your opinion. I want to know the facts. I really don't want to hear an hour, and I'm going to say this because I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of hearing everything anti-Trump. I really don't okay, what are we doing?
Yes.
But if we never get to that, then we don't hold our own parties accountable. And it just becomes about the boogeyman.
Yes.
And if that's our concentration is the boogeyman, then we never are building what we need to build in order for our people to move forward. And part of it in a market like Buffalo, Atlanta, you got so many black people in Atlanta that the black story getting told.
Absolutely.
When I watch the news in Atlanta, they just had a housing fair to go in, find out about rental housing, find out about how to buy a house, find out. It was like a job fair. Black folks. Black folks reporting. Black folks with the camera in their hand. So Atlanta is a little different because it's going to be somebody. I think they said over 10% of business in Atlanta owned by black folks, right? So at the end, and I'm probably off, but I saw that yesterday on the news. But at the end of the day, you have all this influence that are about people. This is, and I don't know how much more time we got left. What we got, Atlanta, and I got to watch this documentary. When Maynard Jackson was the mayor. Right. And the airport, everybody knows this story, the airport, and he wasn't afraid to talk about diversity. Right. And using diverse businesses. And Atlanta, although, it was the seat of the civil rights movement. Right. At the end of the day, that was because they weren't getting anything back in the civil rights. Right. Except beat up in jail. And it took leaders to say, we need to be represented.
Absolutely.
And so I apologize if I have not been vocal and direct enough and having the opportunity to lead a church, having the opportunity to be elected. And I have, because whether it was Carriol's law, whether it was, we got a whole lot of stuff we done. But, I've been quiet in the last year. I just need to sit in my corner and let everybody reposition the chairs. And now I'm at a place of I'm not holding it. And I'm not holding it whether the person looks like me, whether the person is elected or not. At the end of the day, what's right is right. And this conversation is about press.
I was going to say, and we talked about the stations, and because even the sad thing, and because generally, if I don't catch the afternoon news because I got football practice and stuff like that, I try to get the 11 o'clock, and and no matter what station it is now, it's like after the first couple minutes, my immediate thought is, oh, this was a slow news day, because it'd be like 2 shootings and then this, and then next thing you know, it's a bunch of national stories. So you're not even getting a full picture of what's happening in Western New York or wherever. But like you said, when I get ready to go to when I was at my barbershop yesterday at 4:00, he puts on Atlanta news. And
okay,
and everything I turn,
okay,
and we be in here like this the whole time because it'd be interesting. They know how to keep your attention,
and it's not just about crime,
right? Exactly.
Atlanta has a crime problem in certain areas,
right?
You don't see that being the focus, and I know we a big sports town, but you know you're gonna get about 12 minutes of news and weather,
15 on,
and it's gonna be interviews with this person and this player went here. So one of the things that the research showed, the issue isn't simply what the media says, it's what the media repeatedly shows. There's decades of academic research that shows there was an experimental study that exposed viewers to different racial compositions of crime suspects. Participants exposed to a majority of black suspects subsequently judged a race unidentified criminal suspect more harshly than participants exposed to non-crime news. Heavy news viewers show particularly strong effects, because if the pictures you show me most, or if the stories when you come in town are only about the death. And one of the things I like what some of the reporters are doing is that they come back and show the real heartfelt stories.
Yes.
When there's a homicide, there's more than just somebody murdered.
Right.
And the thought is, in many people's minds, the homicide, they had to be doing something wrong.
Absolutely.
And so it gets played off. And at the end of the day, I'm doing this week 2 different, matter of fact, 3 homicides this week. And it'll be reported for a second.
Yep.
Now, I think there is one of the news agencies supposed to show up at one of the funerals the family requested. And hopefully they'll do a good job with it. And I'll be transparent. I was told it was Channel 7. Maybe they'll show up now. Maybe they won't, because maybe they'll get mad at me. I don't give a doggone.
Yep.
I don't care, because if you treat them nice, when it comes an opportunity for them to make ratings, they don't give a flip about you.
No, and I think, for a while, because it seems like every so often we have to recalibrate the media here. So this is just that time, because I remember our big issue before was about the homicides, and even Buffalo News, because our member and friend Deirdre, she took a couple for us and wrote the story of the victim and everything. But
and by the way, it wasn't because we asked.
Right.
She did that.
Right.
Whoever was in charge of the news
was
encouraging her to go and do
it was
stories.
a black news director at that time. Yes. It was a black news director at Buffalo News.
Yes.
But, we fought hard because one of the big narratives used to be East Side man, or no, suburb person killed by East Side person. You like, oh, that's black. You automatically, because that's the neighborhood. And it could be South Lovejoy. It could have been one of the other.
But Mark, when one of the deputy police commissioners mentioned a suburb, when it came to July 4th, they went ballistic.
And we apologized immediately.
We got to apologize. Why do we have to apologize if we say something? So here's it. And what are we down? A few minutes.
We got about five and a half.
Okay, listen to this. When the news interviews people, leaders coming in, they'll say, they'll talk about diversity. Ask them how many black people you got on for it, how many did, or if it's a story, they get the same questions.
Yep.
How many people of color do you have in the back room? How many people of color? Even because we're losing. I just saw one of the great cameramen, and I'm probably using the wrong word, camera people who we worked with for years, retiring from Channel 2.
Yes.
But after every interview almost, listen to this, folks, that I've ever been on, I don't care who the reporter is, if they're close to that camera person, they look over at the camera person and say, have I missed anything?
Yes, they do.
Now, that camera person is not going to be on the news. I'm teaching whether y'all know it or not. He's not going to be on the news asking the question. That reporter is then going to re-ask the question. But you don't know how many times that brother had a question that was not asked by somebody who didn't know our neighborhood, so that he could bring balance to the story.
And that was black or white. And sometimes, like you said, it was just a matter of the cameraman might know us better than the reporter. And because I remember there was one time
you were right about that.
Yeah, and there was one time he said, well, let's clarify this answer, because he knew that wasn't you in the answer. So it was like, hold on, let's clarify that one question. So like you said.
And let me say this. You're right. It's not just black and white. Because one of my favorite camera persons, white guy.
And he retired.
Remember the big guy?
He's retiring too.
He's retiring too. He was so fair. Even when some reporters wouldn't be fair.
Yep.
You gotta have that of people who understand the power of the press. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and yeah, he's retiring too, because I think when he was covering a story I was at, he was like, "Yeah, this is one of my last days," and I was just like, "Wow." And so you do get this because, and it's happening in every industry where you're losing that generation, that connection. But again, in this conversation, we're losing voices. And that was the one thing when we were doing our pre-show. That's what I said. Right now, this area, I'm sure it might be happening faster in Atlanta because, like you said, the amount of people of color. But like last week, we had 3 black men on the show, 2 judges and a developer. And it's like, but everyone says, well, where are the voices? Where are the voices? And that's what is missing. Where do we seek the voices? Where are they? And sometimes y'all just don't want to hear them. And that's the bigger problem. Everybody can scream out on a mountain, but if everyone's running from the mountain because we don't want to deal with the issue, then that's the bigger topic. But on this one, the mountain is the media, and they have to do a better job. And finally, before I give it to you for the last 3 minutes, that's why so many of us are creating our own platforms.
Amen.
Because, ESPN just had a big layoff. And most of them were, and if you look, most of the TV personalities, people of color. And one of them, Ryan Clark, is famously because he came out against a Black Matter when he was told to apologize. He actually did, so he didn't disrupt everything, and they still laid him off.
Well, here's a point. At what point does corporate cost cutting become a community representative issue? Representation, right? Like now you're cutting, and do you have the staff that can accurately depict a community, or do you have to depend on AI?
Yeah,
do you have
scary.
to depend on AI?
That's scary.
AI, who the most people probably use AI, don't look like me and you because we're not the majority.
No.
Which means algorithms and answers and everything else are going to be skewed. And that's going to cost livelihoods and jobs because of decisions made by computers.
Yeah.
I just hope that whatever Channel 7 and other stations like it are doing in scripts, that they realize they're dealing with people's lives.
Yes.
And that what they put out there is more than just headlines. And we, as a people, have to push back.
Absolutely.
Because when Buffalo News changed, it changed from a meeting inside a True Bethel Baptist Church after there was a massive shooting. And the question that the news was asking then was about the victims.
Yeah.
And talking about their crime records. They're dead.
Yeah.
And we had Margaret Sullivan, the head of Buffalo News, come in here and then write that she was changed because of that meeting. I ain't closing my mouth. My mouth is, I'm saying what we got to say, or else we'll never have change. Ain't nobody paying me to say what I'm saying. I'm saying it. I mean it. We need a reset. Hobson's the Dr. Dry Cleaner, 874 East Delavan. I keep saying in your time of need, in your closed time of need. Hobson's the Dr. Dry Cleaner. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home, 3 locations to serve you. Thank you, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home and Hobson's Dry Cleaning for sponsoring the show.
I was going to say, and support black business, support black media, because we all striving to stay on, so we have a voice not just locally but also nationally.
Big ups to everybody. If you're looking for somebody to sponsor,
right?
If we agree with your product, I ain't just sponsoring anything.
Right.
We're here until next week.
Power to the people.